So what's stopping you from losing weight? Have you asked yourself the reason of what is holding you back from taking the next step? The question was asked if eating plant-based and actually doing intermittent fasting and even extended fasting can go together and be hand in hand. You may be asking yourself, how can I extend my fast if I feel like I have to eat all the time on a plant-based diet? And what I mean is when you're eating fruits and vegetables, that's high water content food and you can eat abundantly. But how can it keep you from extending your fasting if you always feel like you're hungry? I think that's a question we need to discuss here. And another question would be, can you fast and have a plant-based lifestyle? Oh yeah, it's a very loud yes. So I've been eating OMAD most of the time, but lately I have been doing more of a 2MAD, which is eating 2 meals a day, which is in a short fasting window, usually like a 24, which is 4 hours eating window, and then 20 hours I'm actually fasting. That's a great way to maintain your weight. But in my case, and I'm sure we are talking about a lot of us out there that may just want to lose 8 to 10 or 8 to 15 pounds, that you really need to step up your game when it comes down to fasting. It doesn't have to be so excruciating as one might think. I know I usually would do a 48-hour fast a couple of times a month, sometimes 48-hour fast weekly. It all depends. You know, when you're under so much stress and a lot of things are going on, you may have got distracted from doing an extended fast like that. And so we need to maybe look at it and take it in small bites. Think about the most important part of extending the fast, say more than 24 hours, would be preparation. Prepare, prepare, prepare. I've said this so many times, but we really have to prepare. And so if you're eating a plant-based diet, or you're trying to transition to plant-based, what it is that keeps us satiated and feeling like you're not going to die when you're going into more than 24 hours is that we usually get more protein and fat in our diet. Some people believe that we can't get it in a plant-based diet, but you can. And things that you should think about when preparing for an extended fast is that you eat really well the day before and eat in an amount that really makes you feel satisfied but not overstuffed. And what are those foods that you can eat in between the fast? And that brings you to that lifestyle of eating plant-based. Those foods would be like beans, avocados, grains, high fiber foods that will help make you feel like you really can go the long mile. You know, like a 3-bean chili, something like that, you know, chili that is plant-based and has a lot of beans in it, and maybe you put a little bit of avocado on top. Yes, it can be higher fat content, but also you can eat nuts. Nuts in your salad, mix it in. You know, seeds and nuts are high in fat and higher calorie density, but it's still a plant-based food, and that will help you to extend out the fast for the next 24, 36, or even 48 hours. And you can go even longer for those of you that are considered a veteran at fasting. If we're trying to heal ourselves and heal some ailments in our body, like maybe you're having some issues with the gut, and the gut really, it affects every major organ in your body. And so if you are having issues there with digestion, then you're having problems with weight. If you can't digest properly, then you're just going to continue seeing the scale ticking up. If we're insulin resistant, it doesn't matter what we do in our diet and how much we're exercising, it does not budge, right? You don't see that scale budging, and it can be quite annoying. I know. So if you're like me, you might be eating 1 meal a day, but you feel like you're not getting anywhere. You may have to step it up to doing what we have the OMED, which is OMAD, but every other day. So you're eating 1 meal every other day. And that is giving you that extension of the fasting, which is around 36 to 48 hours, that you are extended it out just so you can give yourself a kickstart when dealing with that weight that won't budge. So when you're dealing also with the gut issue, the more food that you eat that's plant-based, which what I mean fruits and vegetables, which is full of fiber, and more high water content, the better that your gut will be and you will heal yourself. So when you're not eating and you're giving your gut a break, that's the best way for the autophagy to kick in, which means that it starts repairing the cells in your body. And the longer that you can go, the better that you will receive the benefits. So going back to planning, before you begin a fast, plan your food. Make sure you've already shopped or you're going to shop during your fast. That's okay if you can handle it. But if not, make sure you have food that's in your pantry, the staples, you know, the beans, the legumes, the rice, maybe some potatoes, definitely potatoes, because that's high water content food, right? And then bring in some produce, like creating your salads that you're prepared in the next 48 hours to eat. Once we break that fast, that we're not just reaching for a processed food or something that might be an animal protein that is hard to digest. But you may have to supplement in some areas that would be considered like B12 or some type of flaxseed oil or fish oil if you're okay with that. And making sure that you're getting the proper amount of vitamins throughout the times that you're eating and throughout the times that you're preparing to fast. Because once you're fasting, you're not necessarily getting the water intake from the food, right? So you definitely have to pump up your game with extra water and electrolytes that keep your body feeling energized and you feeling like you can keep moving forward. Sometimes you might need a little help with getting those electrolytes back in your system, and you may need to sprinkle a little bit of a Himalayan salt and squeeze some lemon in your water, which is really refreshing, and that will help you extend the fast throughout the next 24, 36, or 48 hours. And it's very doable, and you will see that once you get past that 48 hours or 42 hours, you really start to feel almost like nirvana, like you really feel light and you feel better, and your system will start to work for you instead of against you. And that's what I mean about digestion, because like if you're eating a lot of meat, then that's very slow in your body to digest, and therefore it can make you uncomfortable. So maybe you're asking yourself, which type of fast should I do? If you're a beginner and you are looking to just start by doing a 16-8, and that what I mean is you have 8 hours to eat your meals in the day and then 16 hours you're actually fasting. Now what I find with the plant-based diet is that I'm starting to get more hungry earlier in the afternoon than I normally do. I would usually eat around 5 o'clock, but now I'm starting to get hungry around 2 o'clock. If you feel hungry, go ahead and eat. It's okay, even if you didn't get to your full 16 hours. If you want to try, eat a snack, eat some fruit like bananas or some strawberries, and then actually eat a meal a couple of hours later, it's hardly any calories that you have to worry about that extra weight gain. So extending a fast, and if you're really struggling, you can do what we call, or it's known as mimicking fasting. But as I've been studying more and researching, because that's what I do, I research, you can have a mimic fast and say if you're doing the OMAD every other day or ADF, which is alternate day fasting. You're eating your normal way that you would eat. Say it's 1 meal or 2 meals or 3 meals even. If you're eating that one day and then the next day you're actually eating a small amount of food that is still plant-based, like salads or soup, something light that is less than 500 calories. If you want to just do a 48-hour fast and you're thinking, well, I'm going to not eat for 24 hours and then I'm going to mimic fast for the next 24 hours with my 500 calorie meal, then hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that at all, because you're minimizing your diet and you're minimizing your intake of calories, right? So even though I don't really count calories anymore, if you are identifying by calories in and calories out, right? It's how much we burn calories. And usually that's with our exercising. And low intensity type of workouts are best when you are doing extended fast. So what I mean by low intensity is like walking or doing a little bit of stretching exercises, or maybe just some light weights that might be considered a sculpting class, 30-minute, 45-minute type of class. It's just keeping the cortisol levels down, because it's about lowering your stress while you're going through extended fast. And if you don't feel like exercising, don't. But again, it's keeping the water in your body and those electrolytes going when you're not fasting. What we said here, at the end of the day, if you're going to do any type of fasting and you want to eat plant-based, you can do it. It's so possible and so easy to do. Eating those higher fat foods with fiber that would help you prepare for an extended fast, such as the beans, the nuts, the grains, and some avocado. You can find me on Instagram at RegEdited, and if you have a question, please do hit me up and DM me there. And I also am doing coaching. Now I am certified as a holistic nutritionist, and I've been going to school all year, and it's been that thing that is really was a struggle for me to keep that schoolwork up and keep up the videos and keep up my full-time job. So thank you for bearing with me. And in the meantime, if you are struggling with your weight loss and you want to work on some customized meal plans or anything like that, or accountability with fasting, that's what I do. I do have a link below, and you can reach me at my website at regedited.com. And I look so forward to doing some work with you, and we'll see you on the next video. And don't forget, keep searching for that perfect bite and balance. Cheers.